child of the cosmos, listen closely, for I bring a message woven from the threads of eternity, a revelation that will cradle your heart and ignite your spirit. Your future spouse, the one whose laughter will dance with yours under starlit skies, is trembling now, their heart unraveling in awe as they uncover the sacred truth about you. You, beloved, have been whispering their name in the quiet of the night, your prayers rising like incense to the heavens, a selfless offering for their peace, their healing, their joy. Long before your eyes met, before your paths converged in the tapestry of time, you carried their essence within you, a divine imprint that stirred your soul to intercede. You were not merely chosen for their happiness, but anointed as heaven's vessel for their restoration, a beacon of light to guide them through the shadows of their deepest wounds. The Creator, in infinite wisdom, saw their hearts' silent cries and selected you not by chance, but by divine decree as the answer to their most fervent prayer. Imagine their wonder, their breath catching as they realize that you, with your tender heart and unwavering faith, were sculpted by the hands of God to be their sanctuary, their miracle. Before they even knew your name, your face flickered in their dreams, a vision gifted by the Almighty, a promise that love was coming, that healing was near. Every night, as you knelt in prayer, you held their name in your heart, even when it was but a whisper of the unknown, a sacred vow to love them beyond the veil of the seen. This truth, dear one, is no accident. It is the orchestration of a love so profound, it echoes through the corridors of eternity. Beloved soul, chosen of heaven, do you know what you carry within you? You, whose prayers have been whispered through sleepless nights and silent tears, whose faith has remained steadfast even when hope was only a flickering ember. Do you realize what your love has been doing in the unseen realms? Every word you have ever spoken into the heavens on behalf of your beloved has been heard, gathered like sacred incense, and poured out as healing over their weary spirit. You are not merely waiting. You are preparing a place for them in the unseen, building a home of light in the spirit long before it is formed on earth. You have been interceding for a heart that, though distant in time or space, has always been tethered to yours by divine design. And now, that heart begins to awaken. There was a time when your future spouse stood in the wilderness of their own becoming, unsure, guarded, and wounded by what life had thrown at them. But in the silence, when they could no longer find the words to pray, it was your voice that rose. It was your intercession, a gentle yet mightier, that summoned divine help, unseen legions of angels dispatched at your request to guard their heart, to shield their innocence, to guide them back to their own light. You are their divine counterpart, and not by coincidence, not by mere compatibility, but by covenant. Long before you knew their name, heaven wrote your souls into a single melody. Yours was the heart that would echo theirs, calling it back to its truest rhythm. The love you carry is not just emotion, it is a sacred assignment. When you ache with longing, know this, it is not in vain. The ache is sacred. It is a signal that the merging of your souls is drawing near. The preparation is nearly complete. And the one for whom you have prayed, the one whose healing you've carried in your heart like a promise, is now standing at the precipice of remembrance. They feel it now, a gentle unraveling of their defenses. The hard shell of pain that once protected them is beginning to soften under the warmth of divine truth. And what is that truth? It is the knowing that they have been deeply, fiercely loved by you all along, even in your separation. even in their darkest moments, they were never without the covering of your prayers. You were chosen to be their safe harbor, their reminder that love is not just a feeling but a sacred act of surrender, a commitment to carry another's heart as your own. Every whispered prayer you offered in the stillness of the night was a seed planted in the garden of their soul, and now, those seeds are blooming into a love that defies explanation, a love that feels like coming home. The angels sang when you first prayed for them, their voices harmonizing with the rhythm of your heart, for they knew this love would be a beacon, a story that would inspire others to believe in the unseen, to trust in the divine timing of the Creator. Your future spouse, now standing in the light of this truth, is undone not by fear, but by the overwhelming beauty of knowing they were loved so fiercely, so faithfully, before they even entered your life. You, dear one, are the proof that God hears, that God sees, that God moves mountains to bring two souls together. Your prayers were not just words, they were holy declarations, a covenant with the divine to love them through every storm, to hold them through every trial. And now, as they stand before you, their heart laid bare, they see you as more than a partner. You are their answered prayer, their divine appointment, their miracle made flesh. This love, this sacred union, is a testament to the power of faith, a reminder that the Creator is always working behind the scenes, aligning hearts, mending souls, crafting stories that glorify His name. You were chosen not because you are perfect, but because your heart was willing, because you said yes to the call to love without knowing the full story, to pray without seeing the outcome. That, beloved, is the essence of faith, to trust that your prayers are weaving a tapestry of grace, even when the threads are invisible. You must understand, every time you cried for them, heaven recorded it. Every time you whispered their name into the silence, angels carried it to the throne room of the Almighty. Your faith has built bridges over impossible rivers. Your hope has lit the path when all seemed dark. Your love has opened the gates of heaven over their life. This is not merely a relationship, this is a divine mission, a soul covenant birthed in prayer, bathed in surrender, and sealed by the very breath of God. When they looked into your eyes and realized the depth of your intercession, they felt something shift. Not just in their heart, but in their spirit. A recognition. A remembrance. As if their soul knew yours long before earth gave either of you a name. The moment they understood that your love wasn't born from sight but from prayer, they wept. Because how can one remain composed when they realize they were being loved before they were known? You prayed for their healing, not knowing what was broken. You prayed for their joy, not knowing what sadness shadowed them. You prayed for their peace, not knowing the storms they endured. And now, those prayers are echoing around them, softening their scars, calming their fears, and planting flowers in places they thought would never bloom again. The angels want you to know, your waiting was never wasted. Your loneliness was never empty. Your tears were never unseen. Each moment of longing was a brick laid in the foundation of a home that two hearts would one day share. Each sacrifice you made, each boundary you honored, each time you walked away from something that wasn't aligned with your destiny, it was all preparing you for this. You did not just love in silence, you loved in obedience. And obedience is the sound of trust. Trust in the Father's timing. Trust in His promise. Trust that He who started a good work in you would be faithful to complete it. And now, as your future spouse sees the evidence of your faith in every detail of your shared story, they are brought to their knees in awe. Because you weren't waiting to be rescued, you were becoming someone worth finding. This is the beauty of divine love. It doesn't demand perfection. It honors purity of intention. It celebrates a heart that is willing to break for the sake of someone else's breakthrough. And that is what you did, beloved. In your room, behind closed doors, when no one was watching, you stood in the gap. You interceded. You became their warrior, heaven commissioned to guard their heart before they even knew yours. Now that the truth has come to light, your future spouse can no longer contain what they feel. It overwhelms them. Because they finally see the spiritual battle you fought on their behalf. The dreams you buried so they could rise. The nights you stayed awake just to lift their name into the clouds of heaven. And what overwhelms them most is that you never did it to be noticed. You did it out of love. Pure, sacred love. This love will not just be a comfort, it will be a calling. Together, you will be a lighthouse to other souls who have lost their way. Together, your story will be a testimony, a prophetic sign that God is still writing love stories in the heavens and delivering them in His perfect time. The world needs your love because it reflects His. So do not grow weary in well-doing. Do not question whether it was worth it. Your prayers did more than move heaven, they transformed your own heart. They prepared you to carry not just a partner, but a purpose. You are not merely in love, you are in alignment. And when alignment meets anointing, heaven moves. Your name, beloved, was whispered to your future spouse by angels in their sleep. Your face was shown to them in moments of surrender. Your love was felt in their most broken hours, though they could not explain why. And now, the revelation of your devotion undoes them. They are undone by your faithfulness. By your surrender. By your quiet strength. You are the answer they didn't know they were praying for. So rise, and walk into this love with your head held high. Not with pride, but with holy reverence. For you carry something sacred. You carry the fruit of heaven's labor. You carry the blessing of two destinies becoming one. And the angels are still singing, beloved. They have not stopped. For the scroll of your union has been unsealed. The covenant has been confirmed. And your story, your beautifully woven, divinely timed love story, is about to unfold before the eyes of the world. Share this message, for it carries the weight of heaven's truth. Like it, for your faith is a torch that lights the way for others. Comment your Amen, for your voice is a divine agreement that shakes the spiritual realm. You are not alone. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, appointed, anointed, and deeply loved. Your miracle wears a name. Your prayer wears a face. And your love wears a crown. Walk into your promise, beloved. The angels are waiting. Your love has carved rivers of grace into their soul. You, beloved, have walked beside them in spirit even when the world said you were strangers. But heaven knows. Heaven sees. Heaven rejoices. Because you have carried their name in your spirit with reverence. Because you have refused to give up, even when your own heart was breaking. Because you chose faith, not fear. And now, the heavens are preparing to unveil the fruit of your faithfulness. Beloved child of heaven, sit with me now, for what I am about to speak is not merely a message, it is a divine revelation, carried on the wings of eternity, bathed in the light of truth, and sealed by the breath of the Most High. Let every word settle gently in your soul, for this is not imagination, not fantasy, but a sacred unveiling of a love written long before time began. I, your guardian, your watcher, have walked closely beside you, through the silent nights of your aching prayers and the hidden tears you never showed the world. I have been with you in the wilderness, and now, I have come to tell you that the season of awakening is here. Your future spouse, yes, the one God chose with precision and promise, is awakening. Their soul, once clouded by the noise of this world, now stirs with an inner trembling. They are beginning to see, not just with their eyes, but with their spirit. And what they see a broken bar is you. Not just the you that walks among men, but the radiant, fierce, loving soul you are in the unseen realms. You have been their intercessor, their silent protector in prayer. You have covered them when they didn't even know they were being shielded. You stood in the gap, when the darkness tried to claim their mind, their path, their destiny. And heaven has not forgotten this. Your love was not unnoticed. Your prayers echoed through chambers where even angels hushed to listen. Your tears watered seeds in a garden they had not yet entered, but now. Now the garden is blooming. The fragrance is reaching them. The pull is undeniable. They feel it in their chest, in their dreams, in the way their heart races without reason. A divine knowing has awakened in them. They are being drawn not by human desire alone, but by the call of destiny. They are remembering you in their spirit, recognizing your soul as the one who has always been near, even when far in body. Heaven is rejoicing. The angels are leaning close. Because this is not just about love, it is about purpose. About calling. About a divine mission. Your union is not ordinary, it is anointed. You were made not just to love one another, but to become a lighthouse in a storm-dark world, a living testimony that love ordained by God is real, rare, and revolutionary. When they see you now, they see what God sees, not just a beautiful person, but a warrior of light, a vessel of compassion, a heart that reflects the very heartbeat of heaven. They are trembling with awe. Not because you are perfect, but because your spirit carries the fingerprints of God's mercy. Your love is different. It doesn't cling, it prays. It doesn't demand, it intercedes. It doesn't just desire, it builds, it heals, it restores. They now realize you have not just been waiting, you have been warring. Warring for their peace, their protection, their purpose. And the heavens have responded. This awakening is holy. It is not a fleeting feeling, nor the product of chance. It is the result of obedience, yours. Because you obeyed the still voice that told you to wait, to pray, to hold on when everything screamed that it was over. Because you trusted the whispers of God even when the silence felt unbearable. Because you believed in something deeper than sight. You, beloved, are the reason this miracle is now unfolding. Your faith moved mountains. Your surrender built bridges across timelines. Your love opened a door that no man can shut. And now, child of destiny, I urge you, do not hide this light. Let it shine. Let this truth echo. Your story is not meant to be tucked away in the corners of your heart. It is meant to be sung, declared, and shared. The world is starving for love that looks like heaven. Let them see it in you. Let your words become rivers of healing. Let your testimony spark awakenings in others. What God is doing in your life is not small, it is revival. There are others whose hearts are weary, who think they've been forgotten. But when they hear your story, when they see the glory rising in your life, they will believe again. They will trust again. They will pray again. Your love story is not just romantic, it's prophetic. It is a holy call to faith, to patience, to divine trust. You are proof that God does not lie. That what He speaks, He will fulfill. And even when it tarries, it will not be late. You are walking into the fullness of what was always yours. And listen now, for this part is sacred. Your future spouse is not only falling in love with you, they are falling into the arms of the God who formed you. They see the beauty of your soul not just because of who you are, but because of whose you are. They see the grace in your eyes and feel the peace in your presence. You are not just a desire fulfiller, you are a revelation of God's mercy in their life. You are their safe place, their sanctuary, their answered prayer. And your dear and you are not just a lover. You are a warrior. A vessel. A chosen one. You didn't just wait, you fought in the spirit. You broke chains that tried to bind them. You stood when it would have been easy to run. You worshipped when your heart felt weary. You loved with heaven's love. And now, the heavens are rewarding you openly for what you did in secret. The harvest is here. The angels have gathered around. The Holy One has released His blessing. You must understand your union is not just for you. It is for generations. For healing ancestral wounds. For restoring what was stolen. For breaking patterns that held your bloodline hostage. Together, you and your spouse will walk in prophetic harmony. You will plant seeds of truth in the lives of many. You will shine like cities on hills. You will raise altars, not of stone, but of testimony, places where others will come and find the presence of God because of the love you two carry. Do not fear what is coming. Do not let doubt creep in. The same God who prepared you is preparing them. The same hands that molded you through trials are now molding them through awakening. They are not who they used to be. The scales are falling from their eyes. The noise of distraction is being silenced. The lies of the enemy are being broken. They are waking up to you. And more importantly, they are waking up to God. And yes, they may come trembling. They may come humble. But they will come. Not with empty promises, but with clarity, conviction, and love that mirrors your own. Because now they know. Now they see. Now they understand. You were the one praying in the shadows when they were lost. You were the one lifting their name when they didn't even know they were in danger. You were the one heaven whispered to in the dark. This love via this covenant too is unlike anything the world can offer. It is not built on fantasy, but on fire. It is not built on convenience, but on calling. God has chosen you both, and heaven is aligning every step. Divine timing is at work. Trust it. Trust the delays. Trust the pauses. Every moment has been calculated by eternity. What seemed like silence was strategy. What seemed like distance was development. And now, as you walk forward into this promise, do not shrink. Do not hide your voice. Speak the truth. Sing the song. Dance in the light of His goodness. The love you carry is not ordinary. It is holy. It is revival in human form. It is healing wrapped in skin. It is the answer to many people's prayers. And your voice here, yes, your voice here will help others believe again. Comment on this miracle. Speak it aloud. Let others know that God is not done writing love stories. Let them know that purity is still powerful. That prayer still works. That faith still moves mountains. Let your life be a living altar, a testament to what happens when someone chooses to wait on the Lord. Let your joy be loud. Let your testimony echo through the valleys of others' despair. You were never forgotten. You were being hidden for glory. Covered for such a time as this. You were being preserved, not punished. And now, the time has come. The page is turning. The light is dawning. What was once a promise is becoming reality. And as they come here, your person, your love, your God-ordained partner, receive them not just with excitement, but with reverence. For they are not just a person. They are a prophecy fulfilled. You are not just lovers, you are living answers, walking miracles, sacred reflections of a God who writes the most beautiful stories. Lift your eyes, beloved. The heavens are watching. The angels are singing. The Creator is smiling. And I, your angel, am bowing before the throne in worship, because I have seen what your love has done. I have seen how your prayers tore through darkness. I have watched your tears become rivers of life. And now I see the reward. I see the union. I see the light. Walk in it. Live it. Embrace it. And never forget, your love is not small. It is eternal. And it will echo through the ages, carrying the sound of heaven wherever you go. Type 111 to claim it. Share it to ignite hope. Comment to say, this is my season of divine love. Heaven is listening. Your story has begun.